There are several different reasons why an officer might effect a traffic stop. Those reasons can include a moving violation, an equipment violation, or a violation of law itself, or if the officer has reasonable suspicion to believe that a crime is about to occur or has occurred in the past. When effecting a traffic stop, the officer will initiate their emergency lights, and they have already identified a good location for the driver to pull over on the side of the road where it's not in a location that would harm the potential driver. As the officer approaches the vehicle, they will position themselves to the rear of the driver's seat and attempt to see all occupants of that vehicle. The officer will then identify who they are and advise of the reason for stop. You can then expect the officer to ask for your driver's license, proof of insurance, and vehicle registration card. Those are all requirements through North Dakota Century Code that a driver has to have in their possession and has to provide to a law enforcement officer during a stop. The reason the officer will ask for a driver's license is they're going to try to confirm the identity of the driver. They will confirm the driver's license status, whether that be valid or current, or potentially suspended or revoked. And then they will also check that driver for any open warrants related to criminal behavior. Once the officer obtains that information, they will head back to their vehicle and confirm the validity of all three of those items. At that point, the officer will decide whether to issue a citation or give a verbal warning for the violation of law they observed. If there is any other criminal behavior, the officer will address that on a case-by-case basis, but the traffic stop will conclude after the issuance of the citation or the verbal warning, where the driver will be expected to enter the flow of traffic. Some best practices for the occupants of a motor vehicle during a traffic stop are to pull over to the right side of the road and park when emergency lights are activated. Do not exit your vehicle. Make sure all occupants' hands are visible upon the approach. Do not start digging for any documentation upon the approach until given direction by an officer. This can help make that traffic stop go a lot smoother, and it will lead to a more positive outcome. Traffic stops may look different depending on the circumstances involved, such as there might be a second officer that arrives on scene, and that is common procedure within the Fargo Police Department. The second officer is there to ensure the safety of all parties involved during that traffic stop. If you or one of the occupants of your vehicle is asked to step out by an officer, this does not necessarily mean you are under arrest. At that time, the officer may just be going through the full investigation of that traffic stop. An officer may search a vehicle when the driver of that vehicle has given consent for the officer to search it, or when the officer has probable cause to believe that vehicle contains contraband or evidence of a crime. If you are a concealed carry permit holder, please let the officer know upon his initial approach and then follow directions accordingly. So some stops may include dangerous circumstances that allow the officers to handle them accordingly. During these stops, the officers will often block two or three lanes of travel. They will often have their weapons drawn, and they will call all occupants out of the vehicle back towards them. This is an effort to find a safe, positive resolution to this incident. The Fargo Police Department strives to show professionalism, dignity, and respect to everyone they interact with. However, if you feel like you were mistreated or improperly stopped, you can contact an on-duty supervisor or visit the Fargo Police website to file a complaint.